Hi, today I want to talk to you about the use of herbs and spices in your baby's food. There has been this myth that has persisted for many years that baby food has to be bland in order for it to be safe for your baby and healthy for your baby to consume. It's actually not true. The myth probably started because of the usage of salt and the fact that it's not very healthy to include salt during those first years of life. We have a separate article on salt, but this article is about herbs and spices that are very safe and beneficial to use in your baby's food. So there is no rule book on when to introduce spices and herbs into your baby's diet. We advise to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks after starting the weaning process because we want our babies to get familiarized with pure flavors first. So we want them to get to know the flavor of kale, broccoli, beetroot, bananas, strawberries, raspberries. But of course, herbs and spices have their own unique pure flavor, and we don't want our babies to miss out on that. So after those first weeks, feel free to include those first fresh herbs into, let's say, a vegetable puree. So this could be fresh basil, fresh chives, dill, sage, mint. You could also go for a bit of a tougher herb. So this could be thyme, rosemary, or bay leaf. And you can use those to infuse the water that you cook the vegetables in, for example. But any softer fresh herb that blends easily into the fruit or vegetable puree is safe to use. When it comes to spices, you can also experiment with very, very different spices, going from ground cumin, ground coriander seeds, nutmeg. Cinnamon is a great one to sweeten some dishes that can't have sugar. You could go even for a mild curry powder or garam masala, or even a mild chili powder. Of course, we don't want to hurt our children. We want to be very kind about the way we introduce flavors, especially when it comes to the more spicy flavors. But if spicy flavor is something that you enjoy in your own food, feel free to start very, very small and work your way up so your child gets used to those flavors early on. There are many benefits to introducing herbs and spices early on. One of them is getting used to those flavors and getting to appreciate them as well. So your children will actually already know those flavors and like the same foods and flavors that you like. There are also some health benefits. Herbs and spices can contain nutrients that are actually good for us. So for example, parsley contains a lot of iron, which is something that our baby's bodies really need. So it's definitely a good idea to include some parsley into a vegetable puree. But other spices can also contain antioxidant properties. So in that way, it's also great to include them early on. So feel free to experiment. Feel free to add herbs and spices into your baby's food very early on. Your baby will thank you later.